My name is Jelani Ersland, and I am a photographer and videographer. More often, I think I would prefer to put something like writer underneath what I exactly do, because I think that's more so what I like to do is I like to write or create or show stories in a way that people can find appealing. The first thing I started with was photography, when I considered it as photography. I remember specifically the first thing I used was like an iPad Mini 1 or something, is a horrible quality. And pretty much I only took pictures of the sunsets, and they were always over-sharpened, always oversaturated. But I was like 13, and it was a start, so it worked out. And I guess even before that, I was technically doing videography. My friends and my sister and I we would film these stupid home videos. I think we started on just an old camera, and I kept wanting to upgrade it. Like I got a new camera for our videos, and it was like another $100 camera. And then we started filming with an iPad, which was even worse. And at that point, I didn't really consider it videography. But at that point, when we started, I was probably like 10 or something, and we just considered it a bunch of kids shooting a movie, basically.
It's 2 in Alaska. What are you doing?
I'm playing piano.
Well, it doesn't sound like it. Now go back to sleep.
And slowly, as I got older and older, and I started learning more of the technicalities of filming and photography, learning about the cameras, learning what FPS, what the quality of the video means. I was still filming these home videos, but I didn't really consider it anything beyond just home video, movies, whatever. Until I started watching YouTubers who were doing specifically content creation, creating videos, and that's when I knew that's a really special kind of art. And so that's why I love videography the most. It's such a special thing, and that's why I love traveling. There's so many different places and people that you can go and experience these different varying stories that you don't get to see in normal life. And even if I'm at home, just being able to film really anything, whether it's a landscape, it's a person, it's architecture, it's a place, anything like that, it's just really interesting to me. But I also love photography, obviously. And mostly I love doing people and lifestyle photography, because photography has this really special place in my heart. It's very interesting because you take one frame out of an entire life of a person. It's different than video. As opposed to video, you have 24 frames just in 1 second generally of the video. But with photography, you get one frame, and with that, you have to try to figure out that person's story. The artist behind the camera, they have to try to display that person's story through that one single image of that entire person's life. And with that, you can possibly see their background, their lifestyle, their mood, where they are from. And it's really a cool thing. And all of that, I think that's why I love art so much, and primarily photography and videography. For me, it's such a special thing. It all has a story, and there's different stories to each piece of art. It could be about the artist's story, or whether it's about him and his outer self going and completing a journey to try to accomplish this piece of art he created. It could be about his inner journey, trying to figure out how to show this art that he wants to create and bring it to the public. Or it could be about the subject. It could be about where it's come from, what it's doing, where it's been, what makes it interesting, what about that subject makes us think. Or it could just simply be about the art itself. Maybe you see the story in its brushstrokes, or you see the way that it was edited, or you see the time it took, or the things that are involved in it. And then I decide to show the art, or someone decides to show that art to somebody, and then you see in that person's reaction, the person you're showing it to, how it affects them, and how it makes them think, and how they react, whether they're smiling, laughing, crying, gasping, whatever it is, you see then, in a sense, their story. And that makes art so cool too, is that it never ends. You can go to a museum, you can go to a place with history, go to Europe, and you see how these pieces of art have survived through literally millenniums. And this art is just continuing to affect people day to day, whether it's a painting, a statue, whatever it is. And the video is so cool to me now because that's something that we haven't had until fairly recently. We don't get to see 1,000 years ago people exactly what they were like. We only get to live vicariously through that, through books or art or anything like that. But now, ever since we've had video, we get to see those little things about people we didn't know. We get to hear their voices. We get to see the movements. We see their facial expressions change. And that wasn't possible before that. So that's, in all of this, what I really want to provide for people. I hope to provide for people. Every moment we live eventually becomes the past. Really, it becomes the past in the next second. So through what I do for video, whether it's videography, photography, I want to be able for people to live back in those moments again, live through those moments that they love, that they hold close to their heart in the way that they want to. I want to adjust to what people really love and what they really want it to be. Because, like I've said so many times, stories are what are so incredible to me. That's why I try to do so many different types of art, because there's so many different types of stories. And then obviously just creating them is something that I love probably the most out of most things. But now especially that I get to do this with my wife, that I get to create these new stories, whether it's with her, whether it's for other people, whether it's together, it's something that I really, really look forward to, and I really hope I get to do more and more.